Welcome back to Lion Recaps. Today I will show you an American post-apocalyptic action thriller film from 2007, titled I Am Legend. The story unfolds with Dr. Alice engaging in an interview with a reporter on a news channel. During the interview, Dr. Alice reveals the groundbreaking discovery of a permanent cure for cancer, thoroughly tested on 10,000 patients who were successfully cured of the disease. As days pass, we find Dr. Robert rushing to the airport with his wife, Zoe, and their daughter, Marley. Upon arrival, they are taken aback to witness a mass exodus of people from the city, all desperate to escape. The reason behind this chaotic scene becomes apparent. The 10,000 patients who had received Dr. Alice's cancer treatment experienced an alarming transformation. Regrettably, the medicine that initially brought hope began to produce adverse effects, turning these patients into vampire-like mutants. Their skin grew incredibly sensitive, causing them to burn and perish upon exposure to sunlight. These transformed individuals, known as Darkseekers, emerged at night, preying on humans and consuming them. With the city overrun by these Darkseekers, the terrified populace sought refuge at the airport, yearning to save their lives by fleeing from the city's perilous grip. However, the security personnel at the airport were diligently conducting checks to ensure only uninfected individuals could leave the city. Robert, accompanied by his family, also underwent scrutiny, and fortunately, the military confirmed their lack of infection, granting them permission to proceed. As they moved forward, the military conveyed an unexpected message to Robert. He was forbidden to leave as he held the key to finding a cure for the devastating disease. With heavy hearts, Zoe and Marley were ushered into a waiting helicopter, ready to take them to safety. However, tragedy struck as another helicopter, attacked by Darkseekers, spiraled out of control and crashed into Zoe and Marley's aircraft, resulting in their untimely demise. Witnessing this horrific event, Robert was engulfed in sorrow and shock. The narrative now shifts 3 years ahead, revealing a grim reality. The virus had spread across the world, transforming the majority of the population into Darkseekers. Only a mere 1% of humanity remained, living in constant fear, hiding to preserve their lives. The world had descended into a nightmarish abyss, worse than any imagined hell. In this desolate world, Dr. Robert was among the scarce survivors, continuing to battle against the odds for his existence. Accompanied by his loyal dog, Sam, Robert hunted for deer to satisfy his hunger. After extensive effort, the deer finally settles in one spot to graze, providing Robert with an opportunity to take his shot. Yet, just as he prepares to fire, a sudden attack unfolds as a lioness pounces upon the deer. Adding to the tense situation, the rest of the lioness's family joins the scene, and Robert's watch alarm goes on. Realizing that sunset is imminent, he understands that the Darkseekers will soon emerge, ready to begin their nocturnal hunt. Urgently, Robert and his faithful companion, Sam, retreat to their home. Once inside, they enjoy a quick meal before taking precautions. Robert secures all windows and doors, plunging the house into darkness, hoping to create the illusion that it is uninhabited. Seeking safety, Robert and Sam find refuge in the bathtub, where they try to rest despite the impending threat of the Darkseekers. As night descends, the haunting sounds of the Darkseekers resonate outside, indicating their presence. The next morning, Robert heads to his laboratory after a brief workout. Inside, he diligently works on developing a vaccine for the virus that has ravaged the world. Within the lab, numerous infected rats serve as test subjects for his experiments. While most rats remain aggressive, Robert notices a significant exception. One rat, which he had previously treated with the medicine, appears remarkably calm and healthy. Upon witnessing the scene, his joy knows no bounds, for he has at last concocted the much-sought antidote for the virus. The time has arrived to put this antidote to the ultimate test on a Darkseeker. To ensure the message reaches as many survivors as possible, he ventures out with his loyal companion, Sam, broadcasting the life-saving announcement over the radio as part of their daily routine. The message echoes through the airwaves, urging any living soul seeking refuge from the Darkseekers to meet him at South Street Bridge during daylight hours. In exchange, he promises food and shelter. Later, as fate would have it, while Robert enjoys a game of golf on a ship, Sam spots a deer, and they embark on a hunt for their sustenance. In the pursuit, the deer takes shelter in a foreboding, dark house, and Sam follows closely behind. Robert, armed with a gun fitted with a light, enters the eerie abode to find Sam crouched fearfully beneath a table. In that ominous moment, a spine-chilling growl alerts Robert to the presence of a Darkseeker feasting on the deer. Reacting swiftly, Robert opens fire, shooting the Darkseeker, and then makes a hasty escape alongside Sam. However, the remaining Darkseekers become aware of their presence due to the sound of the bullets, prompting them to give chase in an attempt to capture Robert and Sam. In a desperate move to evade their pursuers, Robert and Sam leap through a window, landing safely outside. The intense sunlight immediately takes its toll on the Darkseekers, causing their bodies to burn and meet their demise. Observing the broken window, Robert conceives an idea. He requires a Darkseeker for his crucial experiment. Instructing Sam to wait in the car, he tosses a rope into the dark room, hoping to ensnare one of the creatures. Soon enough, a distressed Darkseeker becomes trapped in the rope, crying out in agony. Seizing the opportunity, Robert subdues the trapped Darkseeker, rendering it unconscious. As he deals with the captured Darkseeker, another enraged creature emerges from the dark room, vehemently protesting Robert's actions. Undeterred, Robert takes the second Darkseeker back to his laboratory, intent on administering the latest experimental medicine. To his surprise, he discovers that this Darkseeker is a female with a butterfly tattoo adorning her body. After administering the medicine, Robert carefully monitors her progress. Miraculously, the medicine normalizes the female Darkseeker's previously erratic heartbeat, which had been abnormally fast. Observing the progress of the female Darkseeker, Robert dares to hope that she might be on her way to becoming human. However, his optimism shatters when the Darkseeker attempts to attack him and ends up unconscious. Disheartened by this turn of events, Robert's hope wanes. The following day, while out hunting for food with Sam, Robert encounters a peculiar sight, a statue positioned on the roadside. Strangely, he feels a surge of anger and shoots the statue, causing it to transform into water upon impact. Intrigued, Robert approaches the statue but inadvertently falls into a ditch, injuring his head and losing consciousness. As fate would have it, this was the very same Darkseeker who had angrily confronted Robert on the day he captured the female Darkseeker. Later, Robert regains consciousness as the chimes of his clock reach his ears, only to find himself suspended upside down, with Sam barking anxiously below. Realizing that darkness is approaching, Robert swiftly retrieves a knife from his pocket and cuts the rope, causing him to fall to the ground. Unfortunately, during the fall, the knife gets lodged in his leg, causing him considerable pain. As night descends, Robert spots the same Darkseeker who had set the trap earlier, accompanied by two mutant dogs, eagerly waiting for complete darkness. Filled with fear, Robert retreats towards his car. As darkness envelopes the surroundings, the Darkseeker unleashes his dogs upon Robert and Sam. Acting swiftly, Robert manages to shoot and kill the attacking dogs. However, he notices that one of the dogs had bitten Sam during the skirmish. Without wasting a moment, Robert rushes Sam back home and administers medicine, desperately hoping to save him. Sadly, the virus had already spread throughout Sam's body, turning him into a mutant. Robert's heartbreakingly painful decision leaves him with no choice but to end his beloved companion's suffering by putting him down. Grief-stricken and utterly alone in the city, Robert mourns the loss of the loyal friend he had raised since childhood. In the wake of this tragedy, Robert's heart is consumed with sorrow and anger. He sets out in his car, seeking vengeance for the death of Sam. Fueled by a mix of grief and rage, he mercilessly plows through any Darkseekers that cross his path, exacting retribution for the loss of his faithful companion. After the accident, Robert sustains severe injuries and becomes trapped in his wrecked car. The Darkseeker, who had sicked the dogs on him, approaches with the intent to kill. However, just as doom seems imminent, a radiant light suddenly descends upon the scene, causing all the Darkseekers to scatter in fear. Robert's life is spared. Amidst this unexpected rescue, a young girl appears before Robert, inquiring about his home address. Despite his pain, Robert manages to share the address. The next morning, as he regains consciousness, he hears a voice emanating from his kitchen. Investigating, he finds the girl from the previous night, accompanied by her child. She reveals that they had heard his radio announcement and waited for him at the bridge throughout the day, but he did not arrive. Instead, they stumbled upon him later, surrounded by Darkseekers, and decided to help. Introducing herself as Anna, she sadly explains that they are among the few survivors left, as the Darkseekers had killed and consumed their other companions. Anna discloses their original plan to head to Wormwood, where they believed a larger group of survivors resided. Robert expresses doubt about the existence of such a place, but Anna insists that it exists in the mountains, as the virus cannot withstand colder climates. Upon hearing Anna's assertion about Wormwood, Robert's anger flares, and he vehemently rebukes her, insisting that there is no place safe from the Darkseekers' wrath. Angrily, he storms away from the conversation. Later, in the evening, Robert visits the lab where the female Darkseeker lies. He strategically places ice underneath her body and administers a medicine injection. Anna arrives at the scene, curious about the potential cure. Robert explains that the lowered body temperature due to the ice might enhance the medicine's efficacy. As night descends, Robert takes every precaution, securing all windows and doors of his house. However, ominous voices of numerous Darkseekers surround the dwelling. He queries Anna about when she brought him home, and she replies it was near morning. Alarmed, Robert realizes they have been discovered, and the Darkseekers are closing in to attack them. To defend themselves, Robert has rigged the house with explosives. He initiates a series of blasts, successfully taking down many Darkseekers. Yet, their vast numbers overwhelm the defenses, and the creatures manage to infiltrate the house, launching a fierce attack. In a desperate bid to protect themselves, Robert and Anna fight back, with Robert resorting to his gun while retreating to the lab to secure their safety. In the lab, they witness the promising effects of the medicine on the female Darkseeker. She shows signs of improvement, indicating they may have discovered a cure for the virus. However, their moment of hope is interrupted as a horde of Darkseekers rapidly approaches the lab. Reacting swiftly, Robert secures the lab by closing the bulletproof door. With courage in his voice, he calls out to the Darkseekers, proclaiming that he has found the cure and can heal them all. The leader of the Darkseekers arrives and pounds the door angrily, leaving a butterfly-shaped mark as a sinister warning. He then creates another butterfly mark on the door using his own blood. The realization dawns on Robert as he connects the butterfly tattoo on the female Darkseeker's body with her being the partner of the Darkseeker leader. The Darkseekers have come to retrieve her. Robert decides to confront the situation head-on, taking the female Darkseeker outside to face her boss and the other Darkseekers, who threaten to attack him. However, the boss Darkseeker intervenes and prevents the assault. Robert deftly extracts a small amount of the female Darkseeker's blood with a syringe, and miraculously, she regains consciousness, recognizing her partner. The boss Darkseeker takes his partner and all the Darkseekers with him, and they depart peacefully. The next morning, Robert sets out for Wormwood, accompanied by Anna and her son. Anna broadcasts a radio announcement, inviting any survivors to join them in Wormwood, as they have found a cure for the virus. With this, the remarkable journey comes to a close. Subscribe for more videos like this, turn on the notification, and leave a like to help the channel out. Thank you for watching.